Hi guys! So I've been bad. I haven't been uploading videos like I thought I was going to. So basically, there's been a whole lot of nothing that's happened. There's been quite a bit that's happened, but nothing that's come of it. I remember last time I said I had a cyst, and I was really pissed about it. Well, it ended up going away because I was on the birth control for a month, and then I went back and decided to do the injection cycle with the HMG drugs, and so we did that. It ended up getting canceled because of all of my follicles are on the left side, and my left side is where my tubes are blocked. My tube is blocked. So we ended up having to cancel that, so that was kind of a big waste of money. And then that was in November, I believe, and we decided to just take a couple months off because we didn't want to be stressed about money or just emotionally out of cycle and having to worry about all of that stuff during the holidays. We just kind of wanted to take a break and enjoy the holidays. No, so we decided to do that, but then I started having some weird bleeding. So I'm like, great. So I go back and they do an ultrasound just to make sure everything looks okay. And they couldn't figure out why the bleeding was, but they found this really weird looking cyst. My doctor described it as a balloon animal because it was, I'll see if I can insert a picture right here. But it wasn't like a circular cyst, it was like this. And at first they thought maybe it was a fluid in my blocked tube, because if my tube is blocked, it said somehow there could be fluid in there. So that's what I was thinking it was, and this is like right before Christmas, so of course I'm freaking out about that. So I went back like 2 weeks later and they found out it was just a cyst. So they were just trying to wait for it to shrink, and it took forever to go away. It's still actually there, it's just a lot smaller. So I went back on this past Friday, and they said the cyst was small enough to where we could do a cycle, a new medicated cycle if I wanted. So of course that's what we're doing, because waiting the 2 months as like a break was just way harder than I expected it to be. I knew it was going to be difficult, but it was really hard to wait 2 months and do nothing. So the cyst was shrunk, and I decided to do another HMG cycle, and I decided this time I'm actually going to record about it, because that's kind of what I made the channel for, so it makes sense if I actually updated you guys sometime. So I am taking 75 units. I'm taking two 75 unit vials a day, and I shoot those with a needle. I inject those into like my butt. I do that every morning, and I've been doing that for 4 days now. Yeah, today was my 4th day doing it. And I went to the doctor yesterday, and I had 2 follicles on my left, and I had one big one, or one somewhat big one, on my right. There was one on the left that I still think is just the cyst from before, but there's 2 on my left, and one is 11 millimeters. One is 11 millimeters, and then I have one on my right that is 12 millimeters. Which I thought there was going to be a lot more, because my last cycle I did it, I had a ton of follicles. They were almost worried I was going to have too many follicles, but this cycle it seems like there's not too many. Which I kind of would like there to be more, because I'm just doing the IUI. I'm not going to do IVF or anything. That's way too expensive for us right now, and it just doesn't seem like that's necessary just quite yet. So the plan is to do this, and then hopefully sometime next week there'll be enough and big enough follicles to trigger, and then we'll do the IUI. When we went back yesterday, I was worried that there was going to be too many, and then we get in there and it turns out there's only one on my right side. So that was kind of, it's good that there's at least one, but I'm worried because I would be happy if there was 3, because because I think any more than like 3 or 4, then my doctor won't trigger, because they'll be overstimulated and there'll just be too many possible babies. So hopefully when I go back, I'm going back tomorrow, because I go back about every other day to be monitored, because we want to make sure that I'm taking the right amount of medication, not being overstimulated or not being understimulated. So I'm going to go back tomorrow, and I'm hoping there'll be at least one more follicle that'll develop on my right side, which I say like I want there to be at least 3 I think 3 would be comfortable because I've done cycles before with just the Clomid where I've had 1 or 2 and those obviously haven't worked. So I would like if there was 3. That would make me a lot more comfortable if there was 3 on my right side. And I don't really want there to be any more on the left side because I don't want them to think like, oh, well, she has 7 eggs altogether, but half of them are on my left side, so it doesn't really matter anyway because that tube is blocked. I want more on the right side, but who knows? I mean, I'm happy there's at least 1. And the shots haven't been too bad yet. I'm taking them, like I said, in like my upper butt. And I've taken 4 shots and they haven't been too bad. They haven't had any that have hurt really bad yet. It's really not that bad. And the more you do it, the more you get used to it. The hardest part for me is just waking up early to do it, which I guess it's not that early, but yeah. And as far as all of the medicine I'm taking right now, like I said, I'm taking 2 of these a day. It's called Marinol. But it's HMG. Those are my injection shots. They're making my follicles grow. I'm taking CoQ10. I'm taking my prenatal vitamins. I take my metformin twice a day. I take my levothyroxine once a day. That's for my thyroid. That's for my PCOS. I'm taking vitamin D3. And I'm taking, I always forget what this is called. Bromocriptine. Krypton? I'm taking that too. I take that at night for my prolactin levels. So those are all the pills I'm taking right now. It seems like a whole lot, but it's what I need to do to make sure I have a happy, healthy baby. So I have an appointment tomorrow, and I'll probably do an update about that because I've been sucking at updating stuff. So I'm going to do a lot of updates now. I'm going to at least try. And hopefully I'll have more follicles on my right side, and we'll see what happens. So I'll see you soon. Bye.